I need to scooch so you have a bigger window. Okay, that looks...
Play the music.
White girl.
Do we need the music first?
I got it. It's going to be sunny today here in Fargo, North Dakota.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Welcome back to summer. I mean, maybe fall.
Kind of fall. We skipped fall.
We did.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Diamond Realty Associates podcast, Real Estate Update. Did you know? We're Diamond Realty Associates, and I'm Trace.
You are? I'm Dawn.
I'm Erin.
I'm Amber.
Amber is hesitating.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for coming today, joining me while we talk about, and Erin.
And Dawn. And Amber.
While we talk about episode 25, prepping for fall, prepping our houses for fall.
Yeah.
That is.
Not our psyche.
And then we're going to go over Tasty Tuesday.
Maybe we should talk about both the psyche and the house.
I don't know if I'm prepped for fall because I think we went straight from summer to winter.
We are somewhat prepped for fall.
As
because
homeowners.
winter is coming.
I'm just going to avoid winter. I don't know where I'm going to go, but I think I'm going to avoid it this year.
I'm just going to be here
Okay.
with my mother's.
Butterscotch?
My mother's.
Your
butterscotch.
mother's.
Trace, what are we going to talk about for prepping for fall?
Well, we're just going to talk about some exterior and interior options. Last week we talked about for sale by owners and how MLS and Zillow work. We're going to talk about fall today, and then next week, what are we going to talk about?
Whatever
What
you want, boo.
mini-series?
Our mini-series of maintenance
Oh,
on your
maintenance,
home.
home maintenance. So this prepping for fall will tie in a little bit to home maintenance.
True.
I want to like.
Oh, that would be
Scroll
fun if you
back.
could do that. Touch TV.
Touch
Yeah, if you're
screen
wondering what
Roku.
we're looking at above, it's a big old TV that has all our info on it.
It's
Sounds
kind of like
really
a giant
smart.
cue card.
So, 3 minutes before our podcast was supposed to start, I grabbed some tips and tricks. So I'm counting on you guys to have better ideas too.
Fill in the gaps.
To fill in the gaps. The first tip it says for our exterior is to fix cracks in concrete and asphalt. Depending on where you live, these may be the last weeks in the year when it'll be warm and sunny enough to repair those things before winter hits.
So, are you talking like if you have a space under a sidewalk that's kind of
Like to sand jack or
foam jack?
I would.
I might have to do that.
Mud jack, concrete jack, all the jacks.
All the jacks.
Silicone wasn't that one?
Silicone jack, yep.
Mhm.
I did
Lots
talk
of
to
ways to jack.
I talked to my neighbor who is all wise, so I usually go to him for home tips, and I was going to seal my driveway, but he said don't do that because it makes it really slick, and as long as you don't use salt, use sand, then you won't get those little pock marks from the rocks coming up.
Oh.
And remember not to use salt for the first 2
2 years, right, because it's still
Of a new-
curing.
of new concrete because you will cause those.
And you'll see that I have some twin home rentals on my block, and it looks really bad. It looks like someone threw gravel on their sidewalk.
Because
And-
they use salt in those first 2 years?
Yeah.
Probably.
And the other thing too is that sand is better for your pups
Oh,
because salt actually can burn their paws.
Oh.
So as a dog owner and lover, sand is the way to go.
And it's super cheap.
Super cheap. And if your kid has a sandbox, you can just use that.
And mine does. Anyone need sand?
Scoop that up.
I don't because I brought 5 gallons of sand back from North Carolina.
Don't use that on your sidewalk.
Like from the beach?
Yeah.
That's special sand.
At least she got it before the
Special.
hurricane.
It's special sand. I know. If anybody needs sand, you know what I do with it, and it's in the middle of the winter when I'm feeling like I should be at the beach. I just put my feet
You
in.
just do a sand.
Aww.
That's
And the sound of waves in the
And
background.
in a few months, we will be showing a picture of Dawn sitting in her basement with sand on her feet
in my beach chair.
in her beach chair.
All right, what else can we do?
Clean out your gutters.
Okay,
and
Oh,
put
yeah.
your downspouts
Not
down.
enough people clean out their gutters.
Or downspouts up.
And when you see foundation problems caused by gutters not being put on appropriately or cleaned out,
Yep.
that's all you can see. That's all I can see now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice thing too is that you have to get your gutters cleaned out around here because in the winter that causes ice jams, which can also make like slippery spots on your sidewalk around your house, and it also can deteriorate your fascia.
which will cause leaks.
I
behind
had
the
one
windows.
seller, not my seller, we were buying the house. We asked them to put the gutters back up, and they said that they took them down because they didn't like all the plants like growing in there. So they just never clean it out, and that was like inconvenient.
Here's your sign.
So we're like, can you please put those back up? We need those. We'll clean them out.
And clean the gutter.
And clean up the gutters.
And if you hate it, outsource it. There's teenagers. Like, you can find somebody to do that for you.
Somebody
It's
will
not
do
hard.
But it is really important, like Trey said, for your foundation.
Yeah, and you don't
that
think of that.
foundation you gotta keep.
And especially if you live in an area of very mature trees that are completely losing all their leaves.
Mature.
Like the newer areas of town, you really don't need to clean up your gutters.
Like mine. My trees are like 6 feet tall.
Mine are bigger, but my gutters are empty.
Are you sure? Do you clean your gutters?
No. One that we are a little ahead of the curve, and my husband and I have done, my husband did, is we turned off all our faucets and unhooked our hoses, and they have these nifty little, they're like $4 at Menards, and the styrofoam thing, you just stick it over your faucet so that doesn't freeze and break, and then you have troubles in the spring.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep. And if you have sprinkler systems, you should probably have a professional come out and blow those out.
Like today, they
Like
should have been
Or
done
tomorrow.
2 weeks ago.
60 something.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it got real cold real fast, okay?
Did.
But now we have some warm weather.
Forgiven.
Forgive it.
Get
Or
'em
you get a
out
second
there.
chance.
But it
And
is a
it-
good idea.
It is a good idea. The other thing about turning off outdoor plumbing is also your sump pump hose, your discharge hose. You know, in West Fargo, you can pay $50 a year to discharge your sump pump drainage into your actual drain
Inside.
versus making an ice rink in your backyard.
And the reason they charge you is because they want to know who's doing it, because the sewer can get overloaded if we get like rain in the spring and everyone's discharging into their sewer.
Yep.
So it is good to tell the city of Fargo so there's no problems for everyone else.
Does Moorhead have to tell or charge?
I'm not sure.
To be determined.
We'll find out.
We will Google that.
We will Google that.
What is Google Labs?
A sump pump also, if you keep your soft hose, it can get frozen.
Yes.
So it's good to put a PVC pipe if you're not going to discharge it into your sewer line. Put a PVC pipe going out far enough so that if there is a thaw in like February, that you're not eroding your foundation.
And speaking of sump pumps, you should check them because obviously they stop working and they cause some
Oh, yeah,
water
Dawn.
backup
What
in your
happened?
basement.
Yeah, Don, how does that
What
work?
happened
Well,
there?
what happened is in the check valve of ours, we got rocks in it because obviously it drains everything into your sump pump basin, and the rocks got stuck in the check valve and the basin got full, and then I got seepage around the entire basement and water underneath my crawl space, and I only lost a deep fryer and 2 pillows. So
Very fortunate.
Seepage sounds
Good.
disgusting.
Not
It
it's
Well, and
water.
discharge. What's going on today? We've got seepage, discharge. We want to avoid those things.
All bad things.
So next year in the spring, I will be working on grading my landscaping away from my house a little better because I've got some negative grading going on,
And that makes your sump pump work in overtime.
and that's why I'm getting seepage.
And Dawn, can you explain grading a little bit better?
No.
You bring in, you're gonna bring in a bunch of dirt
I
all
am.
the way around your house to get the water going away from the house.
Right, because right now it's kind of draining down towards it. It's settled. Obviously, we've lived there for 12 years, and it's settling the wrong way right now. And we were going to do it this year, but then we got 2 puppies and figured we didn't want the mess, but they're digging anyway, so who cares? We could have done it and be done with it, but whatever.
But
Next year.
It is one of the
It's on
many
the list.
maintenance things you do need to keep up on your house. Even if you're going to live
Absolutely.
there for 20 years, you don't want the sump pump going awry, because her sump pump probably was working a little bit harder because of that negative grade.
Absolutely.
And what did we say? What's the approximate lifespan of a sump pump?
5 years, and ours was in our house for 12.
So watch it after that 5-year mark, or get a battery backup. We have a battery backup that it will ring really, really loud if our sump pump's not working.
Okay, that's good to know.
So,
'Cause we
good
have a
things on
finished-
sump pumps.
We have a fully finished basement. At least yours was partially finished.
Yeah, that's the good thing about ours. Otherwise, I would have never noticed it. So,
Sidebar: my husband did a really mean April Fool's prank on me because I'm a real estate agent and I know how much it sucks if your basement floods. And he woke me up at 8 o'clock in the morning and said, "Oh, there's water in our basement." I jumped out of the bed and then he said, "April Fool's."
Oh.
So if anyone needs a good April Fool's joke.
I'm
And
still
then you
using that.
decked him in the face.
Nice.
So interior, what do we need to do to prep for?
Did we forget
We've
some
got 2
things?
more.
Composting.
Well, do people compost around here?
Some do.
Okay.
Some do, but do you know that I read somewhere that it's good for your yard to actually, instead of sucking up all the leaves to like actually chomp them up and spit them back out into the yard because it actually serves as fertilizer.
And same with your last cut of your mowing. 'Cause
You shouldn't bag it.
Yeah, you shouldn't bag it. You should leave it on because that's food for your grass in the winter. And
And
my grass is food for the voles in the winter.
And well,
For
then
the
it's
voles.
insulation. You shouldn't have voles with your puppy peeing outside.
Well,
That should help.
he's peeing in the spot where we had voles, so we'll let you know in the spot.
That's what I hear. Clean outdoor furniture and gardening tools. If you might want to probably put them away already around here because they probably blew away if they weren't put away yet.
Speaking of, I was driving down 32nd. Where was I? I think I was headed towards Hornbachers and Osgood,
Yep.
and this like kiddie pool, like this kiddie
Oh,
pool,
no.
just comes like
Like Twister
rolling.
style?
Yeah. Oh, I wish that you can't like capture that because it just happens so fast. Just
I
like
see, right.
rolls across the road, and I was like, oh,
Cow.
somebody just lost that.
Another cow.
Secure your kitty and dog pools.
Mhm.
I'm the worst to leave my patio furniture up all year.
I do too, but we don't have cushions.
But
I
you're
do.
blocked though.
I do have
You're kind of blocked by the wind.
Yeah,
a
they
little bit.
just get lighter every
Every
year.
Nice.
Maybe a little grosser.
Okay, inside.
Inside.
What
What
can
do
I do inside?
You can prepare
Furnace.
your furnace for winter duty.
Yeah, get that checked because it's hard to get it checked when it's already gone out.
Duty.
How often should you be changing your filters?
Every 6 months. or
If it's a
every month?
if it's a 1-inch one, every month.
And if it's what are the
If it's a
sizes?
5-inch one, 5 months.
Oh,
So
Who
basically,
5-inch?
1 inch per month.
Who has that in their calendar? I see it pop up in the calendar to change their filter.
It's more like Tim, go change the filter.
I see it every now and then.
Yeah.
Change furnace filter.
And there's something else in there too that I always forget to do. Oh, I have de-winterize, or not de-winterize. We
Winterize.
winterize my lawn this week. So Tim,
The other-
winterize my lawn this
The
week.
other thing too is that when you
He listens to the podcast. That's pretty much a to-do list for him.
is he like on the calendar invite? Because that would
No.
be great.
we
Just
should
like
invite him.
add him to it. You don't
Oh,
even have to
okay.
tell him.
Somebody
It just
knows.
tells him.
It's just a hint. It's brown noise. Who does it?
One thing we like to do on our furnace filters is write the date we put them in because ours are 6 months.
Genius.
So we write the date
That's
because then when I look at it and see February of 2017, I can be like, oops, forgot a whole year.
Or when you look at the sticker, you're like, this hasn't been serviced since 2016.
Oh,
I'm playing with fire.
No, I'm pretty adamantly on the list. Mike's always like, did we get our air conditioned for? You know, I signed up for 1 hour heating and they come.
They come automatically, right?
Yeah.
They just schedule it with you
How often should they be coming?
once a year for
Once
your furnace.
for the air and once for the furnace.
And they'll do
And
the
if
air
they-
in the spring and the furnace in the fall.
Unless you can get them on the same day and it's nice enough to run both.
And then we're
Because
in
I've done.
heaven.
Because sometimes I do that because I forget.
2017.
Well, that's still better. Some people go like forever without servicing
Exactly.
it.
Not
So
ever
you're
even checking.
A lot of houses we have an inspector for who do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get ready to start up our fireplaces. I wish I had.
Yeah, yeah. Clean out our chimneys.
Yep. And honestly, one of the houses that my people are moving into in 2 weeks, I should say, has an electric fireplace and has a wood burning fireplace.
Nice.
And they actually had a chimney sweep out to inspect everything, and it was only $80.
Oh.
It is very smart. I had a client that they didn't do that and the half of their house lit on fire. So, you got to make sure that chimney's nice and sealed, and it could erode over
Yep.
a year.
And to make sure your rain cap at the top is in good condition too, because that can cause rodents in your chimney, and those will also start on fire.
Yes.
And I don't know if you
And
like the
water.
smell of burnt
Bird.
squirrel
Or
It
bird.
probably smells like chicken.
birds.
Chicken.
But it's gonna get cold. We're gonna need
Amber's like, "Is this real life?"
fireplaces. We're gonna need some wood.
One of my clients, they have a rural property. They want to put an outdoor fireplace
Ooh.
and hook it in inside.
Yeah.
He said it's going to be super complicated and kind of expensive to start, but he's
But
really
so
excited about it.
fetch.
So fetch. It's going to be so warm,
So they're gonna start like a furnace on the outside.
but for wood burning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My
That's cool.
brother-in-law has that.
Oh,
They have
really?
a big one, and then that's how they heat their house.
Well, he has like a wood
Wow.
cutting business, like
Yep.
tree cutting business, wood cutting. So now he has all this wood. He's like, I need to do something with it. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
smart.
That is smart because obviously you have to get rid of that. And
Mhm.
why not heat your house?
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely good for the environment.
Another thing you can do is make sure your windows are doing. I know my big window in my living room isn't the best, so I'm actually
Yeah.
going to buy some of that wrapping this winter and save on some energy
That you
costs.
like blow dry on.
That's always
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Feels it.
We have it in our.
It reminds me of growing up. Hair dryer.
Yeah.
It's like straight back to the trailer.
True.
So, what's?
there's-
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You go. What's? Okay. You go. For real. You
Okay.
go.
I was just going to talk about the nifty little thing Trace has up there that check weather stripping by opening a door, placing a piece of paper in the entryway, and closing the door. If the paper slides back and forth easily, then your stripping isn't doing its job. Or if your doorknob freezes, mine does
Yep.
that.
And I was
You're
just gonna.
facing north.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say like the old dad joke, or it's not really a joke, but like the parental thing. Stop heating the outside.
Yeah.
You're
Let
throwing
the
money
air
out. You're
Were you born
letting
in a
money
barn?
out the window. You're throwing money out the door. Yeah.
Well, and the thing too is that you don't think about is the weather stripping around your garage doors too, because you're using your garage doors every day, and there's a lot of pressure that goes into that seal around the bottom of that. And if you don't fix that in the winter, you can have some snow in your garage, which is not fun too.
Or if you have living space above your garage like I do, then that's affecting your heating costs as well.
Absolutely.
Didn't the doors and windows guy tell us that it's pretty inexpensive to replace that stripping around there, and
Yes,
that people just don't do it?
The garage door.
Well, any door.
Yeah.
Yeah, to replace that, that gets worn.
Yeah.
People forget about it.
People do forget about it.
So fix your stripping.
Picture stripping. I could see the garage door one wearing down faster too, because it's so much more exposed to the element.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I don't see on here, and I don't know if it's a fall thing, but flushing out your water heater. That's a yearly to do. We'll talk about that more next week on maintenance.
Yeah, run write that down.
Well, another thing that like you'll have people do too. It's preparing for fall, but when the time changes, to switch the batteries in your fire alarms and carbon monoxide things.
Your smoke
Fire,
alarms?
your smoke
To
alarms.
prevent the fire?
Yes,
The smoke alarms.
yes, that's what I meant.
Fired alarms.
Fired alarms.
The fire
They're
alarms. They're fired. Anyway, if you change them when the time changes, you'll have a new fresh battery every 6
Oh
months.
yeah.
A good reminder.
Nice.
That is from your local fire department, not me.
And then our windows
Not
get
me.
kind of depressing, so keep your windows clean and blinds open so you don't be in a funk in our 9-month winter.
Weren't you the one telling me that there was a study saying it's the back of your knees?
Yes,
I need to see the sun.
I read a study because I'm a nerd, and they did a study to see if they could change your circadian rhythm. You know, you naturally go to bed at a certain time, and they said they were trying it on pieces of your skin, and the back of your leg. If you shine a bright light, it can adjust your circadian rhythm by up to 3 hours.
Wow.
So when are
So
we
wear
getting a
shorts
light
and
for this
lay out.
office?
We've talked
I'm
about
thinking
The
tanning
big
bed.
TV.
Where's the tanning bed going?
I know.
Let's just get one of those.
Double doses of
Completely
vitamin
unhealthy.
D for the diamonds.
Yeah, so if you feel like you're wanting, I'm not gonna go there. If you feel like you're wanting to go to bed at 3 p.m., put some bright light on the back of your
Just
knees.
like a
I'm gonna get back to the
flashlight?
appropriate conversation. Yeah, flashlight. Amber just snorted beer.
It's fine.
Can't drink all day if you don't start before noon.
Totally fine.
11:45.
So,
Anyway,
Alright.
So,
noon, like an
those
hour.
are our tips.
Fight those winter blues. Start now.
start now.
Or just drink with us.
All right, those are your tips for fall. Anything else we missed?
plan your winter vacation now
Yep.
so you can avoid all of this.
Good airline ticket costs.
Mhm.
Travel.
Travel.
Wash your coat. You should wash your coat in the spring, so it's all nice and fresh. Oh, and stick a 20 in it in the spring. Seriously, it makes you so happy when you find it in the fall.
Oh, that's fun.
It's little things.
That's it.
So, who was our Tasty Tuesday winner? Where were we, actually, first?
We were at
Oh,
Tony's.
Eating all the pasta.
All the carbs.
So, crazy Jamie Pinsky. Whoop whoop. Gary, Minnesota.
Foodie in training.
Booty and training. You
Oh, I
won.
almost got her last name right.
What were you gonna say?
No, I mean spelling it. I put a Y in there, but
Well, she'd be happy that you did.
it's close. I was real close.
So come pick that up if you are listening to us. Hopefully you are.
Berkshire Hathaway, 1815 38th Street South, Fargo.
Or text on.
Or text on. Or message me. I can message you.
Everyone come get your gift cards. I feel like there's still a ton.
we're just gonna
staring
start
at 'em.
re-giving them out to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Give 'em up.
We have Buyers and Brews coming up the 29th.
What is Buyers and Brews? I mean, it is a booze. It's not-
Booze.
Buyers
Buyers and
Booze.
Booze. Buyers Homebuyers and Booze is our educational class for home buyers or sellers, first time or not. It's free. There's free food. There's free booze. There's free candy. There's free childcare.
Costume contest this time.
Yeah.
Wear your costumes. Have your kids wear their costumes.
I think that there should be an alternative because not all of us are costume
Funny
happy.
T-shirt.
But like, what if they brought us a really good joke too? Like
like a
instead,
Halloween joke?
yeah, Halloween joke. If they don't want to wear a costume, then they can be
Sure.
entered to win.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
All right, I like it.
Decided.
Decided. Boom.
Bring a joke if you
Bring
don't
a
bring
joke if you don't bring a costume.
And for food this time, we're gonna do a soup bar because it's getting cold and soup sounds good when you're cold.
With some French bread. I don't know why I said it like that.
Is that it?
I think
That's
that
it.
might be it.
That's it.
Well, and just to recap on us, we're a client-focused team. We give one-on-one service. So if you meet Amber, you're not going to get shuffled off to me for showings and then shuffled off to Dawn for the closing. We are there to hold your hand from start to finish.
Forever.
Forever. We're gonna marry you for like the rest of your life. No, like no pressure.
So you gotta love us.
Just love us.
Always
Okay, you can
love.
find us at buysellfmhomes.com or our Diamond page, Diamond Realty Associates on Facebook. And as always,
Stay classy, FM.
I forgot the music.
I won't do Clyde. I think that was really good for
I
like
thought so too.
throwing it together in 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Good job, Trace.
Also, that's something we all know about.
Yeah.
Oh,